Leading off for Sacramento, number 6, Nate Furman.
The third is the first base umpire, and Tom Fornarola is the third base umpire for tonight's game. Nate Furman steps in against Matt Waldron, the Chihuahuas right-hander. In 6 games, he's got a 1.35 ERA and an 0-1 record. In 20 innings, he's allowed only 3 earned runs. And his pitch, knuckleball for ball 1. Waldron has struck out 18 and walked 6 this year, and opponents are batting 197 against him. 1-0 to Nate Furman. Line drive over the jumping second baseman, base hit right field. So Furman's on right away here in the first inning. Jesus Rodriguez steps in. He hit a first inning home run last night. He's batting at 286. That home run was his 4th. And he's got 27 RBIs. Waldron gets a sign from Hunt at the set. And the pitch. The swing and a ground ball past the pitcher's mound. It goes to second base. Castagnone over to short. McCoy, relay throw to first in time. A nice play there by Matt Waldron to back off there. You could tell he moved his glove toward the ball, but he sensed it was a potential double play ball, so he let it go. And he read that well as Castagnone began a 4-6-3 double play. There were 2 outs with nobody on base for Will Brennan. And the pitch. And that is outside for a ball. Out of the 10 teams in the PCL, the Chihuahuas have the second most double plays. Only Oklahoma City has more, and they have just 1 more than the Chihuahuas. The 1-0 to Brennan is a called strike. Brennan's hitting .350 with 1 home run and 21 batted in. 1-1. Swinging a fly ball left field down the line. Mondu is running toward the line, and this ball lands just fair out of Mondu's slide attempt. Around second base, Brennan, and he puts on the brakes after a handful of steps around second. He's got a fly ball double to left with 2 down here in the first inning. Up next is Scott Bandura, who homered here yesterday. He's batting .250 with 2 home runs and 20 batted in. And the pitch. Knuckleball for a called strike. The Chihuahuas have Hunt trying to catch the knuckleballs back there tonight. And the 0-1. Low for a ball. Last year, Waldron's go-to guy in El Paso was Cody Roberts. And Roberts became very good at catching the knuckleballs. He actually had done it before when he caught Mickey Janis in the Orioles organization. Not many catchers have that previous experience with a knuckleballer. 1-1 is a foul ball back to the screen. It is 0-0 in the first inning. Sacramento visiting El Paso this week. And the 1-2 from Waldron. A fastball swinging a foul ball out of play. Renjifo's playing third for the Chihuahuas in his Chihuahuas debut. McCoy's at shortstop. Castagnone starting at second base and Prado at first base. The 1-2 to Bandura. It is on the way. Outside for a ball. In the outfield, Mondu is in left. Johnson at center. Schnell in right. in this first inning. And the Chihuahuas are trying to leave Brennan at second base. The 2-2. Outside, 3-2. Sacramento's got black jerseys on with gray pants. Waldron set. Is 3-2 to Bandura, the cleanup batter tonight. Swinging a line drive, left side base hit. It goes through. Brandon's around third base. He will score. McCoy was shading up the middle, so the line drive goes where shortstop normally would be, but nobody there to catch it. And it's 1-0 Sacramento, a first inning run for the second straight game. As Scott Bandura drives in his 21st. The Chihuahuas have their home white jerseys on with Chihuahuas in red across the front. And Doghead logo on the caps. And the pitch. Fastball for a called strike on Oslavis Basabe, the right-hand batting shortstop, who's at 264 with 5 home runs. He had 40 batted in. The 0-1. Swinging a line drive left field. Mondu is back, and he jumps, but it's over his glove. He snags it down the bounce and throws it in. McCoy's got it in left field and ready to throw it to the plate. Now throws to third as they hold the runner Bandura. Basabe hits a double over the jumping left fielder. Sacramento has 3 consecutive hits against Waldron and the Chihuahuas. Nate Mondu almost made the jumping play out there. Nate's been working in the afternoons in the outfield. He has been solid out there. He's played a lot more infield in his career, but last week Pete Zamora was complimenting his defensive quickness, both in the infield and the outfield, and his anticipation. Here's a called strike on Turner Hill, and when Pete was talking about Nate's instincts was the word that Pete used, recognizing where the ball is most likely to be hit before it happens. Here's a swing and a foul ball to the screen. 0-2 on Hill, who was batting .308 with 5 home runs. He had 35 batted in. The 0-2, that's high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-0 Sacramento with 2 on in scoring position here in the first inning. Waldron's want 2, swinging a ground ball foul. Hill is batting with Basabe at second base and Bandura at third base. Matt Waldron at the set. And his 1-2 inside, 2-2. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3 on a high fastball. Sacramento.
The Hooters. Any home win for your El Paso Chihuahuas scores you a free appetizer on any purchase of $10 or more. After the win, make sure to keep an eye out on the video board so you can claim your prize. Leading off for your Chihuahuas, 26, Bryce Johnson.
2-0. Johnson takes it outside. In his 11 Chihuahuas games, he's hitting .205, no home runs and 4 batted in. And while that's an underwhelming batting average, Johnson's been hot lately. He had a couple of hits last night, and again has only been here 11 games. The 3-0. Fastball for a called strike. Mason McCoy hitting second for the Chihuahuas. He's on deck. And then Nick Solak for the Chihuahuas in this first inning. 3-1. Swinging a line drive left side for a base hit. Johnson hits it past the shortstop. So Bryce has had a big series so far against his former team. He had 3 singles last night and another single here. Mason McCoy hitting .289 with 7 home runs. He had 43 batted in. Wisenhunt looks at first. Now delivers. And McCoy shows bunt, takes it low. 1 ball and no strikes. A 1-0. That is high. 2-0 on McCoy. Rodriguez is catching tonight for Sacramento. Cavello is playing third. Basabe at shortstop with Furman at second and Holton holding on the runner at first. 2-0. Mason takes it for a called strike. In the outfield, Bandura's in left. Hill is in center. Brennan's in right. The 2-1. Swinging a foul ball back to the screen. So the Chihuahuas looking to crank up the offense here. They've lost 6 of 7 to begin the half. And they have the fewest runs scored in the second half out of the 10 teams. Mason swings and flies one out to center. Hill is under it, and he makes the catch. Part of that, though, for the Chihuahuas is that they began the half at Sugarland, the best pitcher's park in the league. And as some around the Chihuahuas said, a very good Sugarland pitching staff. So I think in time, El Paso will climb in those rankings when it comes to runs scored. Here's Nick Solak, who's hitting .321, the 7th best average in the league. 9 home runs, he had 40 batted in. Wisenhunt throws. The swing and a fly ball. Right field foul territory. And this ball is in the stands, out of play. We are in the first inning, and the Chihuahuas are down a run. Next, Solak is hitting for El Paso with Bryce Johnson at first base and 1 down. And to pick up third at first, as Johnson back in standing. Wisenhunt set. And it's 0-1. Inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Johnson's at first base, being held on there by Holton. Wisenhunt ready. And sends in a 1-1. Then Solak swings and misses at a low slider. 1-2. Wisenhunt was born in October of 2000. He is 25. Was born and went to high school in North Carolina. His 1-2, and that's a ball high. He was a second-round pick by the Giants in 2022 out of East Carolina. Now the 2-2 in the dirt. 3-2 with one down, and the quick running Bryce Johnson at first base. The 3-2 runner at first goes, swinging a ground ball to the shortstop. Basabe fields it, no play at second, goes to first. And on 3-2 with one down, because Johnson was running on the pitch, that prevented Sacramento from trying to turn a double play. Bryce is safe at second base, and Solak is out 6-3. The Chihuahuas do that a lot with one down and a full count. Have the runner try to steal seconds. Now it's Marcos Castañon. And the pitch, low for ball one. Marcos is hitting .275 with 12 home runs. He had 40 batted in. The 1-0. Swinging a foul ball back. Wisenhunt has pitched in one game for San Francisco this year, and he got the win of 5 innings, allowing 2 earned runs. The 1-1, high and tight, and 2-1. He was recalled by the Giants on June 17th to serve as the 27th player and start game 2 of the doubleheader that they had at Atlanta, and was optioned back after the game. A 2-1 off the catcher's mitt, close to being a strike. This ball back to the screen. Johnson goes to third. It was over the plate but high on a changeup from Wisenhunt. And Bryce goes to third base. So the Chihuahuas here in the first inning have the tying run 90 feet away with 2 down in the first inning. Wisenhunt set, and the 3-1, swing and a miss. It is a full count. And the pitch that got Johnson at third base was a wild pitch. Correction there, that will be changed to a pass ball. Here's a foul ball at third base side. Full count. Yeah, it was unexpected to see that ball get by the catcher. It was very playable, just above the strike zone. And that's how Johnson got to third base. Wisenhunt set. And it's 3-2 on Marcos Castañon on its way. Swinging a high fly ball in left field. Bandura is heading back. Bandura's on the warning track as he stops and now reaches up and makes the catch to retire the side. So the Chihuahuas did not score, but they had 1 hit, no errors, and leave 1 on base.
Now batting number 19, Mason Cruz.
Drive right field for a base hit, and Waldron jumps on the pitcher's mound, hoping the ball would stay on the infield. Schnell knocks it down and whips it in towards second base, holding Cruz at first. So it's a leadoff single for the second straight inning against the Chihuahuas pitcher. 1-0 Sacramento, and Jake Holton is the next batter. Matt has had 2 separate rehab stints with the Chihuahuas this year, with some time in the majors with San Diego in between. And the pitch. Fastball low for ball one. Waldron has an upper arm injury now. But by and large, he's been outstanding for the Chihuahuas. 1-0. That's a called strike on a sinker. Coming in 20 innings, he's allowed only 3 earned runs. And the statistics were even better before Sugarland had more success against him than other teams did his last time out. Pick up throw to first. Tagged by Prado, not in time. Nick held up the mitt. Thought he might have had Cruz, but the umpire calls him safe as Cruz gets his hands in as Prado was tagging him around the feet or the ankles. Waldron's ready, and the 1-1. Holton swings and lines it to center field for a base hit. Cruz goes to second. On the base hit by Holton. Thomas Gavello comes up. The left-hand batting third baseman is hitting 193 with the 5 home runs and 23 batted in. He is tonight's number 9 batter for Sacramento. And the pitch. Knuckleball, swinging a fly ball, playable at center. Johnson looking up into the bright sky, gets underneath it and makes the catch, and neither runner tags. Johnson has a good arm, not to mention he was coming in, so not a realistic ball that Cruz would tag up and go to third on. With Nate Furman coming up. Furman is 1 for 1 with a single back in the first inning. Here's the set by Waldron. And the righty's pitch. Fastball inside for ball one. Last time out, Sugarland scored twice in 2 2/3 innings against Waldron. Entering that game, his ERA was .52. And the pitch, swinging a grounder foul. In Matt Waldron's first 5 starts, he allowed 1 total run. But Sacramento's got a run on 6 hits against him, 1 time through the batting order tonight, and they lead 1-0. 1-1. A knuckleball for a called strike. Cruz is at second. Holton's at first. Sacramento's batting in the second at El Paso tonight. And the 1-2. Swinging a ground ball to the second baseman. Castañon fields, throws over to short for 1. McCoy's relay throw, not in time. As the Chihuahuas tried to turn their second double play in as many innings. So Furman is safe at first base on the fielder's choice. Holton is out at second. Cruz goes to third. And here's Jesus Rodriguez. The toss in. Low for ball 1. Waldron and the Chihuahuas were able to leave 2 on base in the first inning. Here's the set. And the 1-0. Swinging a foul ball back to the screen. And Matt trying to do the same here with the Sacramento leading 1-0 as they bat in the second. Waldron is set at the belt. And his 1-1 to Jesus Rodriguez on the way. That's inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Righty on righty, the 2-1 from Matt Waldron on the way. Swinging a fly ball, right field down the line into the stands. It is 90 degrees in El Paso with some clouds above. The Chihuahuas have 4 more games this series. Evening games Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I'd advise you to go to epchihuahuas.com soon and get your tickets, especially to the July 3rd and 4th games. Get those in advance. 2-2. Fly ball out and right. Schnell drifting back, but he's under it now. And he makes the play to retire the side. No runs. Oh. Bats for the first time as a Chihuahua as we begin the bottom of the second. And the score is 1-0, River Cats. The pitch, swinging a line drive into the left field corner. This is a fair ball. Renjifo's around first base. The left fielder throws it in, and now a big throw on a fly to the second baseman. Furman has Renjifo running back to first. But on the first pitch he sees as a Chihuahua, he pulls a line drive single. Nick Prado steps in. So for the second time in as many innings, the Chihuahuas have a leadoff hit. And if you're just joining us, Renjifo recently signed a minor league deal with San Diego after playing 57 major league games this year with Milwaukee. And the pitch. Prado bunts it back to the pitcher. Wisenhunt picks it up. He'll go for second. Throw there is in time for the force out. And Prado safe at first on a fielder's choice. It wasn't an obvious call there. Wisenhunt had to rush a throw, but he does get the lead runner. And Blake Hunt steps in. And the pitch. Inside corner for a called strike. The Chihuahuas catcher is hitting .263 with 2 home runs. He had 9 batted in. He did not play last night with Camposano starting and Villar taking over. The 0-1. Fastball for a called strike. Hunt drills one in left field. Bandura back. It is gone. El Paso's catcher hits a 2-run homer. And the Chihuahuas go ahead here in the second inning. That ball blasted by Hunt. 397 feet. It's his 3rd home run in AAA this year. Prado scores ahead of him. It was a changeup, and it was actually below the strike zone. There was a ball, had he let it go, but he hammers it. And the Chihuahuas lead 2-1. Wisenhunt to Nick Schnell. Fastball for a called strike. Time called by the home plate umpire, Steven Rios Jr., who spots a baseball at center field. And it'll be picked up by Hill, the center fielder, who lobs it up into the seats. Steven Rios Jr. calling the balls and strikes is from El Paso. And the pitch. Swinging a line drive right field. Brennan hauls it in. 2 down. Steven told me he was a high school kid in the stands at Southwest University Park and said he wants to be on that field as an umpire in 5 years. It took him a little longer. That is not going to happen. There aren't many AAA umpires in their early 20s, but here he is. Steven Rios Jr. worked his way up. He was here last year as well. And right on the cusp of the majors in a very competitive field. 1-0, Mondu swings, flies it shallow at center. Basabe, the shortstop, is ranging out, and he's called off, and the ball caught by the center fielder, Hill, to retire the side. 2 runs for the Chihuahuas on 2 hits, no errors.
Back by the pros.
In the pitch is called strike on a knuckleball from Waldron. 0-1. Brennan is Sacramento's right fielder, and he's 1 for 1 with a double and a run. 0-1. Swinging a line drive right side. Castagnone dives, but it's out of his reach on a forehand. The Chihuahua second baseman going for it. He made a diving play last night on a ground ball and tried to catch a line drive there. You have to bring up Scott Bandura, the left-hand batting left fielder, who's 1 for 1 with a single. Waldron throws. A knuckleball for a called strike. The single by Brennan was Sacramento's 3rd tonight to lead off an inning in 3 innings. And the 0-1, bunted ball, foul, third base side. We talked about how dominant Matt Waldron's been for the Chihuahuas. The most hits he allowed in a game this year for El Paso was 3. And Sacramento's got 7 against him here in 2+ innings. Here's a line drive foul over the third base coach, the former major leaguer Holbert Cabrera. Coaching third for Sacramento. He's been there a couple of years now. He's from Colombia. And he played in the majors 8 seasons with Cleveland, the Dodgers, Seattle, and Cincinnati. 0-2 on Bandura. Waldron throws. Check swing, and Bandura did not go, nor did the Chihuahuas ask for an appeal. Holbert Cabrera's brother, Orlando Cabrera, won 2 Gold Glove Awards and was part of the curse-breaking 2004 Red Sox. And time called. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One, 2. The swing and a fly ball, shallow and left. Rengifo, the third baseman, is under it for the Chihuahuas, and he makes the catch. Pretty deep for a third baseman out there, but he got a good break. And there's 1 away in the top of the 3rd. The Chihuahuas lead 2-1, hosting Sacramento tonight. Now Oslavis Basabe, who is 1 for 1 with a double back in the 1st inning, and he was left on base. Here's the set. And the pitch. Swinging a foul ball back. Waldron on 0-1. Brings it in. Swinging a ground ball to the shortstop. McCoy's got it. Underhand toss to Castañon. Relay throw from second over to first in time. The Chihuahuas turn their second double play, and this one ends the third. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. In the middle of the third, it is 2-1.
Hey, Chihuahuas fans, join Chico's Kids Club by scanning the QR code.
Top of the order for the Chihuahuas in the bottom of the third. Carson Wisenhunt delivers, and Bryce Johnson fouls a bunt on a roll up the first base line. El Paso's leading 2-1, batting in the bottom of the third. At the 0-1, swinging a foul ball out of play down the right field line. Sometimes when the Padres have a day game and the Chihuahuas have a night game, we'll bring in some people from San Diego that are watching or listening. 0-2. That's a ball low. And we should probably offer our condolences because today the Chicago Cubs defeated the San Diego Padres 23-3. Now, part of that was position player former Chihuahua Rodolfo Duran pitching late. Ball low there, 2-2. It would have been ugly, but not that ugly, as Duran allowed 8 earned runs in 2 innings. It's not often you see a position player come in for 2 innings to pitch. Wisenhunt throws. Low for a ball, 3-2. When Rodolfo Duran was with the Chihuahuas in April, what if somebody told him that he would pitch at Wrigley Field this year? It happened today. 3-2 to Bryce Johnson. Inside, ball 4. And the Chihuahuas have a leadoff base runner here in the third inning, leading 2-1 with Mason McCoy coming up. A Chihuahua from a decade ago, Colin Ray got the win today for the Cubs and is 6-5. Pitch to Mason is outside, throw to first base. Johnson dives in safely. And today, Jake Cronenworth, who was recently a Chihuahua on rehab, had 3 hits, going 3 for 4. The pitch. That's outside, 2-0. So it's been a tough stretch for the Padres, who have lost 5 in a row. They are 43-42, and they go to Los Angeles to take on the Dodgers tomorrow. 2-0, swinging a foul ball back to the screen. 2-1 on Mason McCoy. Wisenhunt throws. That's a ball high. 3-1. El Paso's ahead 2-1 here in the third. And the pitch. Low. Ball 4. 2 batters and 2 walks here for the Chihuahuas in their third inning. Already ahead by a run. Nick Solak steps in. And Nick is 0 for 1 with a ground ball to the shortstop back in the first inning. The catcher Rodriguez is at the mound talking to his pitcher. Fans, don't forget, thanks to Texas Farm Bureau, members can receive free tickets to Sunday Chihuahuas home games. Visit TexasFarmBureau.org or your local agent to learn more and enjoy baseball with us at the ballpark. The third baseman, Gavello, is even with the base. Solak is hitting with runners on at first and second, nobody out. And the pitch. Inside corner for a called strike. Whisenhunt set. And the 0-1. That's a ball high. 1 ball, 1 strike on Nick Solak. The 1-1. Swinging a line drive, foul into the right field stands. Sacramento's affiliate, the Giants, will start the recent River Cat, Trevor McDonald, tonight against Zach Gallen, the veteran for Arizona. 1-2. Hit foul on the ground first base side. Sacramento's home ballpark, Sutter Health Park, tonight is hosting the Los Angeles Dodgers as they visit the Athletics. The Dodgers are 56-30. After a moderate start, they are looking like the defending World Series champions. 1-2. Whisenhunt deals. Swinging a foul ball out of play to the right. The Atlanta Braves lead the Cardinals 5-1 in the 9th inning. Atlanta has slowed down. They've won just 4 of their last 12 games. 1-2. Ground ball to third base. Gavello picks it up. He'll throw to second. Caught there. Relay throw trying to get Solak, and he is out at first. A double play for Sacramento. Johnson goes to third. And as they were 2 away now in the 3rd inning, and the Chihuahuas leading by a run. Castagnon's 0 for 1 with the fly ball to the left fielder back in the 1st inning. Whisenhunt with his bare hand down by his side. And now comes set. And he throws to Castagnon. Swinging a foul ball back. The Chihuahuas' 2 early runs tonight came in a home run by catcher Blake Hunt. The 0-1. Fastball low. 1 ball, 1 strike. One. Swinging a foul ball out of play to the right. 1-2. One-two to Castagnon on its way. Swinging a fly ball in left center field. 2 River Cats going for it. Hill, the center fielder, dives and misses it. That scores a run. Castagnon's got a double. What an effort by Hill. He fully laid out. Johnson scores, and it's 3-1 Chihuahuas. Hill's a left-handed thrower, so this is on his forehand in left center, and he dove and almost had it. Castagnon with the RBI double there. And the Chihuahuas go ahead by 2. The Luis Rengifo, who is 1 for 1 with a single in his Chihuahuas debut. On the pitch. Swinging a fly ball, hit high in right field. Brandon's moving back onto the warning track, and he makes the play to retire the side. 1 run.
Now batting, 51, Turner Hill.
Hill steps in. The center fielder for Sacramento leading off the 4th inning with the Chihuahuas up 3-1 now. Matt Waldron delivers. A knuckleball for a called strike. The 0-1. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1. Swinging a line drive, base hit right field. That is 4 innings in a row that Sacramento has led off with a single. As Hill is aboard, he's now 1 for 2. Dason Cruz comes up next. Tonight in the 8th inning, the Rays are leading the Royals 4-0. Rays have won the 7 in a row. And they're in first place in the American League East. A pitch to Cruz. Bunted. Waldron off the mound picks it up. Underhand toss to first. And Prado, the first baseman, receives it. Hill goes to second base on the bunt by Cruz. We are in the 4th inning. And it's 3-1 El Paso. Jake Holton steps in, the right-hand batting first baseman, who is 1 for 1 with a single in the 2nd. Waldron's pitch. Inside fastball for ball 1. And tonight the Pirates trailed in Philadelphia 8-2, but in the bottom of the 7th inning it's back to 8-6 as the Pirates gain on the Phillies. Paul Skeens started that game for Pittsburgh. 1-0 is a called strike. The 8 runs were the most ever allowed by Skeens in a start in his major league career. Waldron steps off and does not make a throw to second. In the bottom of the 5th inning, it's a 2-2 tie, Reds and Brewers. 1-1. Swinging a foul ball to the screen. The Twins are ahead of the Astros 5-1 in the top of the 4th inning. A.J. Bluebaugh, the former Sugarland pitcher, is the current pitcher for the Astros. A 1-2. Foul ball back to the screen. And the Marlins are ahead of the Rockies 2-1 in the 4th inning. Miami had the best record in the majors in June. They are 46-40 overall. Waldron on a ball at 2 strikes to Holton. At the pitch. Gets away from the catcher Hunt. He flips the mask off and picks the ball up on the grass behind home. And Hill runs to third on the pitch in the dirt. So the Chihuahuas infield comes in. They are leading 3-1. Infield in here in the 4th inning. And the pitch. Swing and a pop-up. McCoy backpedaling for the Chihuahuas. Back into shallow left field. And he makes the catch. Hill stays at third, and there are two away, so the infielders will move back. Waldron to Thomas Gavello, the third baseman. His pitch. That's outside for ball one. Gavello's 0 for 1 with a fly ball to the center fielder back in the second inning. And the 1-0. That's outside. 2-0. The Guardians beat the Rangers in Cleveland 9-4 today. Former Chihuahua Mackenzie Gore was the losing pitcher in that game for Texas. 2-0 from Matt Waldron. It's a called strike. The Orioles beat the White Sox in Baltimore 6-1. 2-1 to Gavello. It is on the way. Swing and a miss, 2-2. The Nationals beat the Red Sox 10-2 one day after the benches emptied and they had a fight. Waldron on 2-2. He brings it in. Swinging a ground ball to the second baseman. Castagnon's there. Throw on to first is in time to retire the side. So a leadoff single, but no runs on that one hit, no errors, and one left on base in the middle of the fourth inning. It is 3-1 Chihuahuas on 600 ESPN El Paso. Bottom of the fourth inning, 3-1 Chihuahuas. Nick Prado steps in. He had a fielder's choice and a run scored back in the second inning. And the pitch. That's a called strike on Prado. No balls and one strike. So 3-1 Chihuahuas. They had an RBI double by Marcos Castagnon and a two-run homer by Blake Hunt previously. That's a called strike. 0-2 on Prado. Blake Hunt is on deck, and then Nick Schnell, 6-7-8-2 up. The 0-2. Outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Tigers beat the Yankees 6-2 in 11 innings. That was at New York today. 1-2. That is a ball high, 2-2. The Blue Jays beat the Mets 9-3. Toronto had a save from Patrick Corbin as Prado swings and misses. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Left-hander Carson Wisenhunt's back out there. And the 2-2. Swinging a ground ball foul, first base side. The Chihuahuas have seen a lot of Wisenhunt over the years. And 2-2. Swinging a ground ball foul. Wisenhunt is 2-1 at 6 career starts against El Paso. But the Chihuahuas have hit him well, scoring 27 earned runs in 23 innings coming in. 2-2. Here's a drive out in deep center field. Hill is running back for Sacramento, reaching for the fence. He's on the warning track, and he makes the play on a deep fly ball off the bat of Nick Prado. One down for Blake Hunt. Tonight in the Pacific Coast League, there's one game that hasn't started yet. It is Reno at Tacoma. That game will start in 20 minutes up in the Northwest. Whizen Hunt throws. Fastball for a called strike on Hunt. Whizen Hunt on 0-1. Although, 1 ball, 1 strike. Salt Lake in the bottom of the 5th inning is leading Las Vegas 3-0. Whizen Hunt on a ball and a strike delivers. High and tight. 2-1. And the pitch home. Check swing, foul grounder up the third base line. Sugar Land and Oklahoma City are tied 3-3 in the 6th inning. They're at OKC, which is where the Chihuahuas will be next week. For the 2nd time in 3 seasons, they are at Oklahoma City the week prior to the All-Star break. On 2-2, Whizen Hunt to Blake Hunt. Swinging a ground ball to the shortstop. Backhanded by Basabe. Bounces a throw to the stretching first baseman Holton in time. Basabe throws it from the outfield. 2 away. And Nick Schnell comes up. Schnell is 0 for 1 with a fly ball to the right fielder back in the 2nd inning. And the pitch. That's inside. 1 ball and no strikes. One 0. Low. 2-0. Albuquerque's at Round Rock this week, and they lead the Express 5-4 in the bottom of the 7th. And 2-0. Schnell takes it outside. 3-0 on the Chihuahuas right fielder. And now the toss in. Fastball for a ball on a close one. Ball 4. Come to think of it, we have not seen a challenge by either team in the game. And that one was below the strike zone. And Nick Schnell is aboard. And now it's Nate Mondu, who's 0 for 1 with the fly ball to the center fielder back in the 2nd. And the pitch. The swing and foul ball. 0-1. And the 0-1. Mondu takes a fastball for a called strike. Mondu circles the bat toward Whizen Hunt. And the 0-2. That's outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Fastball just outside, and now we have the catcher challenging this. Mondu known for a very good eye at the plate. This will be close. And the video board shows it is a strike, touching the outside part of the strike zone to retire the side. But no runs, no hits, no errors. and 1 left on base. At the end of 4, it is 3-1 El Paso on.
Thank you, Jason. Now pitching for your El Paso Chihuahuas, number 52, Tristan McKenzie. And batting for Sacramento, number 6, Nate Furman.
21 to walk 37. And he'll go at the top of the order for Sacramento here with El Paso leading 3-1. It is Nate Furman, who's 1 for 2 with the single and a fielder's choice. McKenzie, the tall righty, throws. That is inside. Ball 1 on Furman. Is 1-0. Fastball for called strike. Matt Waldron goes 4, allows 1 run on 8 hits. Struck out 1 and did not walk any. And the pitch bounces back to the screen on an inside and low curve from McKenzie. At 2-1. That's outside. 3-1. And McKenzie throws. Fastball for a called strike. So full count on the opening batter of the 5th inning. McKenzie wants a new ball, tosses one aside, and has a new one thrown to him. The 3-2. Fastball. That is just outside, but Hunt is challenging it. So this is going to be ball 4 or strike 3. It's close. And the video board shows the result of this one. Looks like it's just going to miss from what I see on the computer here. And here it is. Yeah, just misses. So that is ball 4. The Chihuahuas have 1 challenge left. Sacramento has 2 left. McKenzie to Jesus Rodriguez, the pitch. That is ball 1 high. The Chihuahuas have 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors. The Sacramento 1 run, 8 hits, and no errors. A 1-0. That's low. 2-0. McKenzie heaves it in. That is ball 3 low on Jesus Rodriguez, who homered here last night. And the pitch. Fastball there for a called strike at 90 miles an hour. Rodriguez made his major league debut in May. (3-1). Pick up the first, gets away, goes into the photographer's area, and that'll give the base runner Furman second base. So an error by the Chihuahuas. It's given to McKenzie, puts Furman at second base with no one out in the 5th inning. Rodriguez hit his first big league homer the day after his debut. And the pitch. That is high for ball 4. Sacramento's got 2 on base here in the 5th inning, down 2. And the catcher Hunt heading out for a mound visit. At Longhorn Distributing, you'll find the #1 selling pressure washer in the U.S., the Hot Sea. Their store is located at 5516 East Paisano, where you'll find over 40 Hot Sea pressure washers in stock to fill any project you may have. The Hot Sea at Longhorn Distributing. McKenzie back on the hill for the Chihuahuas as some action begins for El Paso down the left field line in the bullpen. McKenzie set, and he spins it in. Breaking ball for a called strike. Curveball there. The 0-1. Swinging a line drive, low in right field. It lands. Schnell plays it on the bounce, gets it in quickly, and they hold the runner at third as Prado dives to stop the incoming throw. Will Brennan's at first. Rodriguez at second. Furman at third. And Scott Bandura coming up. Bandura's 1 for 2 with a single and a pop-up to third. So the Chihuahuas are leading by 2, but Sacramento threatening here. Bases full, no one out. McKenzie goes from the stretch. And the pitch. Fastball inside for ball 1. A 1-0. Breaking ball for a called strike. Bandura with the bases loaded is 2 for 4 this year with 7 RBIs. And he takes a curveball outside. 2-1. El Paso's infield is back. They've already turned 2 double plays in this game. The pitch. Outside for ball 3. McKenzie on 3-1 to Bandura. The pitch. Fastball high and away, ball 4. Sacramento is within 1 on a bases loaded walk. Bandura goes to first, Brennan to second, Rodriguez to third, and Furman scores. Right-hander Michael Flynn is warming in the bullpen for the Chihuahuas, but they stick with McKenzie as he tries to get the first out of this 5th inning. Bases loaded for Oslavis Basabe. And the pitch. Curveball inside for ball 1. Just inside. No challenge from the Chihuahuas. They've got 1 challenge left. And the 1-0. There's a curveball in there for a called strike. Basabe has a grand slam this year. 1-1. That's a ball high. 2-1. Basabe is 5 for 11 with the bases loaded this year with those 13 RBIs. 2-1. Swinging a ground ball foul past third. Nabbed by Miguel Cienfuegos, a Chihuahuas reliever, protecting the bullpen catcher down there, Victor Duarte. Now the 2-2. Swinging a line drive foul into the right field stands. So a couple of foul balls in a row here, keeping the count at 2-2 on Oslavis Basabe. The pitch. Swinging a pulled foul line drive into the left field stands, into the upper deck. Basabe is 25. He's from Venezuela. And in 2023, he played for the Tampa Bay Rays. Got into 31 games, hit his first major league homer. The 2-2. Fastball for a called third strike. McKenzie strikes out Basabe. That's the first out of the inning. And here comes Pete Zamora. We'll see if he makes a move. Yes, he does. So the Chihuahuas make a pitching change here in the 5th inning. They are leading 3-2. And Michael Flynn will come in. Back after this on 600 ESPN El Paso. Side, ball 1. Flynn, no wins, no losses, and 11 games. In 11 and a third innings, he's allowed 19 hits, has struck out 9 and walked 10. On the pitch, fastball outside, 2-0. And the toss in. That is outside for ball 3. And Turner Hill in this game is 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a single. Here's the set. And 3-0. Called strike. 3-1. Pitch home. Low ball 4. And Sacramento has tied the game with a bases loaded walk. It is 3-3 in the 5th inning. Hill's at first base, Bandura to second base, and Brennan to third with Rodriguez scoring. And Jason Cruz is coming up. On the pitch. That's on the outside corner for a called strike. 0-1 on Cruz. The 0-1. Swinging a chopper over Flynn. The second baseman Castañon comes in, bumps into the runner, now throws to first. And at least 1 out here. It'll be 2 outs. A double play as the base runner makes contact with Castañon as he's fielding the ball. No argument from Sacramento here. On a call like this, you almost always see someone run on the field to argue, but it turns out Castañon tagged him. That's what it was. They tagged him and then the throw to first in time. Well, now the umpires are speaking and pulling the Chihuahuas back onto the field. That's why Sacramento's manager wasn't arguing, because the call is going against the Chihuahuas. Pete Zamora comes out. The Chihuahuas are going to have to take the field again. Are they calling obstruction on Castañon? That's the only thing I could think of. Pete Zamora is on the third base line in foul territory. Speaking to one of the umpires, the Chihuahuas seemingly just turned a double play to end this inning. But as we watch the replay again, Castañon could be called for obstruction here. He goes in. Now he's given right to that if fielding the ball. And the base runner is given a couple of feet in either direction once he has established the baseline. So Sacramento's base runners must come onto the field. The Chihuahuas come back out of the dugout. There are 2 down in the inning. And they're sending up the next batter, Jake Holton. So Cruz is being given first base. So does that mean there are no outs on this play? Bases are loaded. And Cruz is at first base. Hill's at second base. Bandura is at third. And does that mean Brennan has scored? I think the score might be 4-3 here. We're still gathering the information on this odd call. Chihuahuas infielders are still talking to umpires about it. Nothing has reported on the Gamecast yet, understandably, as they're sorting it out in the press box. And the pitch. Inside for a ball on Jake Holton. Yeah, that is Cruz at first base. And the pitch. Swinging a foul ball out of play. And it is Bandura at second base, I should say. Bandura at second base, so he did not advance. Oh, I see. Here's a called strike. So Hill is out. So the Chihuahuas do have 2 outs in this inning. Hill is out. Cruz, the batter's at first base. Bandura went back to second, and Brennan went back to third. So the score is 3-3. And a swinging foul ball out of play to the right. Count is 1-2. Boy, the way the Chihuahuas came back onto the field and that Sacramento still had the bases loaded, that took some sorting out. But Brennan's at third. Bandura's at second. Cruz is at first. And the 1-2 to Holton is swung on and missed. Strike 3. And to retire the side. The Sacramento scores 2 to tie this game in the 5th inning, and now the Chihuahuas come up in the bottom of the 5th inning. And a 3-3 tie. It is the top of El Paso's order, Bryce Johnson. And the pitch in the side corner for a called strike at the knees on Bryce. He is 1 for 1 with a walk and a single. 0-1. Low. Bryce has had a big series so far. He was 3 for 4 last night. So he's been on base 5 times and 6 tries. 1-1 from Wisenhunt. Swing and a miss. Bryce played for these River Cats in 2021, 22, and 23. And was up for their Major League affiliate for a couple of seasons, the Giants. 1-2. Swinging a ground ball to the right side, and it hops on through. And Bryce Johnson's been on base 3 more times tonight after 3 singles last night. And a nice start for El Paso here in the 5th inning with the score tied. Mason McCoy comes up next. Mason McCoy puts down a good bunt on the first base side, picked up by the pitcher Wisenhunt, who spins around and throws. And Castañon is 1 for 2 with an RBI double of his own. Back in the 3rd. Pitch. Swinging a ground ball up the middle. The second baseman Furman picks it and throws on to first. 2 away. And Solak goes to third. And is there in the 5th inning for Luis Rengifo in his Chihuahuas debut. Rengifo, the 29-year-old veteran from Venezuela, batting right-handed. The pitch. Fastball for a called strike. The Chihuahuas saw him years ago as a young and up-and-coming player with the Salt Lake Bees. He played a long time with the Angels. 7 seasons with the Angels. And the 0-1. Fastball for a called strike. And Rengifo taps his helmet. He wants a challenge here. The Chihuahuas' final challenge is on the line, and they have lost it. Sacramento has both of theirs remaining. And no balls and 2 strikes on Rengifo. Whisenhunt deals. That's a ball high. 1-2. The Chihuahuas have gone ahead 4-3 here in the 5th inning. The 1-2. Although 2-2 on Rengifo. The 2-2. Swinging a foul ball into the stands. That ball landed in a suite, and a couple of people are on their phone, and they have no idea that a foul ball just landed next to them. The ball is 4 feet from them. I'm not sure anybody's picked it up yet. 2-2. And the toss in. Low for ball at 3. So Rengifo played 57 games for the Brewers this year. Batted .205 and was set free, and then the Padres picked him up. But this guy's played 730 Major League games. The 3-2. Swinging a high fly ball deep in left field. Heading back there, Bandura. Near the wall, it is gone. A home run in his Chihuahuas debut for Luis Rengifo. 6-3 Chihuahuas with 3 runs in this 5th inning. Looks like a nice addition for El Paso. It's a 373-foot home run. Rengifo's 2 for 3. He didn't have any homers for the Brewers. And goes deep here for the Chihuahuas. A 2-run shot. Now the pitch. Fastball for a called strike. To Nick Prado. So El Paso's got 2 two-run homers in this game. One by Blake Hunt, and then this one by Rengifo. 0-1. Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1. Fastball outside. 2-1 on Nick Prado. And the pitch. Swinging a ground ball to the first baseman. Snagged there by Holton, and he runs from lights to energy systems. PC Automated Controls keeps Southwest University Park running perfectly so you can focus on the Chihuahuas action. Tonight's game heads to the 6th inning. It is 6-3 Chihuahuas. Michael Flynn back out there. And the righty's pitch. Swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike on Thomas Gavello, the third baseman and left-handed hitter for Sacramento. And the 0-1. Inside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Speaking of the Chihuahuas bullpen, there was one last-moment roster moving outs today. Logan Gillespie has gone to the injured list, which makes room for Will Wagner's arrival after he was optioned by San Diego. Here's a pitch outside for a ball. Wagner's not in the lineup tonight, but he is on the roster, and I'm sure will play in the coming days. Flynn on 2-1. To Thomas Gavello. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. On a sweeper for Michael Flynn. That's his second strikeout. 1 down, 6th inning for Nate Furman, who is 1 for 2 with a single and a walk in the game. And the pitch. Swinging a foul ball back. The 0-1. And that is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's some familiar faces in the ballpark tonight. We caught up with Bubba Lutz today. Bubba, the one-time producer of various Chihuahuas broadcasts, is at the game and told me it's his first time back in El Paso in 5 years. Here's a crackback ground ball to first base. Takes a high bounce on Prado. He's got it. Underhand toss to Flynn, covering. 2 down. Bubba was at North Texas in Denton as a college kid in 2016, and he drove all the way up to Oklahoma City to be in the ballpark the night the Chihuahuas won their league championship 10 years ago. And 2 outs, and Jesus Rodriguez steps in. 6-3 Chihuahuas in the 6th inning, and the pitch. And that's on the outside corner for a called strike. And the pitch. The swing and a ground ball at third. Backhanded by Rengifo. Throw across. Prado tries to pick it, but it gets past him. And the runner takes off on his way to second base. Prado picks it up. No chance to get him. Single for Rodriguez, and then an error to the third baseman, Rengifo. It is El Paso's second error tonight, and it gives Sacramento a runner at second in the 6th inning. Prado normally very good at scooping balls, but that one, a rare one, gets past him as he tries to scoop it. The error to Rengifo, of course, is first. This is his Chihuahua's first game. And the pitch. The swing and a foul ball back to the screen. Hit by Will Brennan. Flynn set, and the pitch. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. The Chihuahuas are in the field in the 6th inning. They lead 6-3 on Sacramento. And the 1-1. Grounded foul. One and 2 here. Sacramento is up to 10 hits, but they've got just 3 runs. They've left 8 on base in 5 innings. On the Chihuahua side, they have 6 runs on 7 hits. And the pitch. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Flynn gets him, and the Chihuahuas leave a runner at second. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. The Chihuahuas come up in the bottom of the 6th inning, leading 6-3, and Blake Hunt steps into bat for the Chihuahuas against a new pitcher for Sacramento. It is right-hander Carson Seymour. And he throws. Fastball high for ball 1. Seymour is 5-2 with a 3.75 ERA in 14 games. 9 of those were starts. 1-0. Swing and a miss. One ball, 1 strike on Hunt. Hunt had that home run back in the 2nd inning, out to left center. 1-1. Outside for a ball. In 60 innings, Seymour's allowed 54 hits. He's struck out 52 and walked 25. The 2-1. Swinging a ground ball hit hard to third. Picked by Gavillo. His throw to first, right on the money. And Hunt is out 5-3. Tonight's starter, Carson Wisenhunt, is on line for the loss. He went 5 innings, about 7 hits, 6 runs all earned, 3 walks, and 1 strikeout. Nick Schnell steps in. And the pitch. Swinging a ground ball. Chopper to the first baseman. Holton fields it. Makes an overhand throw to the pitcher covering. Schnell is almost there in time, but he's out on a close play. Nice hustle down the line by Schnell. Almost beat the pitcher. But there are 2 outs on ground outs with Nate Mondu coming up. Mondu is 0 for 2 with a fly ball to center and a strikeout looking. The pitch. Fastball for a called strike on the Chihuahuas left fielder. And the pitch. Low for a ball. We are in the bottom of the 6th inning. Sal Montes is on deck back in the studio. A 1-1. Pulled foul to right. 1-2. Nate Mondu's first home run of the season this year was at Sacramento, where the Chihuahuas got their season going. He's had a few home runs for El Paso over the years at Sacramento. And the 1-2, swinging a foul ball back. In fact, in Mondu's career, he's got 4 home runs, 5 triples, 15 doubles versus Sacramento. A lot of extra base hits against them. 1-2 is a foul ball into the stands, third base side. And Nate also was in this league with Las Vegas previously, so he played Sacramento then. And that's who his major league time is with, the Athletics. He's batting with 2 outs and the base is empty. And the 1-2 off the catcher's mitt and then back to the screen. 2-2. And the pitch. Swinging a ground ball to the second baseman. Furman's there. And a toss over to first. Retires the side. 3 batters and 3 groundouts. Routes in not only a team leading 32 games, but that is among the league leaders. As he pitches to Scott Bandura, who takes a called strike. Bandura's 1 for 2 with a single, a pop out, a walk, and a run scored. Routzen is 1 shy of the league lead. Here's a pitch inside for a ball. Tonight being his 32nd game, and Caleb Ord of Salt Lake has 1 more. One ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. Swinging a line drive. Caught at third by Rengifo. That ball blasted at him, and he reaches up and catches it with a big smile afterward at how quickly that ball got to him because he was playing in case Bandura bunted. 1 down. Caught it right around the height of his cap. Slavis Basabe steps in. Routon delivers outside for a ball. Basabe is 1 for 3 with a double back in the first inning. Michael Flynn, inning and 2/3 scoreless tonight with 1 hit, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. A 1-0 is a swing and foul ball back. 1 ball, 1 strike on Basabe. The swinging a ground ball, slowly hit to short. McCoy gloves it, throws off balance, and it's there in time. A smooth play by Mason McCoy running toward the shortstop, or towards the pitcher's mound from shortstop. And there were 2 down in the 7th. Turner Hill steps in. Hill is 1 for 2 with a single, a walk, and an RBI. And the pitch. Inside corner for a called strike. Routon on 0-1. Inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. We're in the 7th inning in Game 2 of the Chihuahuas homestand. They are leading Sacramento, the Giants, AAA team 6-3. 1-1. Swinging a ground ball to the first baseman. Prado's got it. Little shuffle pass. Caught by Routon, and he steps on the bag. That ends the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Back in downtown El Paso, where the Chihuahuas have a 6-3 advantage on Sacramento. Tonight's leadoff hitter for El Paso, Bryce Johnson's been a big part of that El Paso lead. Now up there batting left-handed, takes a called strike. 0-1. Bryce has been on base all 3 times, and he's led off 4 different innings now. 0-1. That's inside for a ball. Johnson's got 2 singles, a walk, 2 runs scored. Set by Seymour. And the pitch inside, 2-1. Mason McCoy's on deck, and then Nick Solak. So the Chihuahuas, like everybody, has wrapped up the month of June. 2-1. Foul ball back. El Paso went 11-14 in June. They had a great stretch from late May into mid-June, but struggled at the end of the month. And the net was 3 games below 500. As Johnson takes a curveball outside, it's 3-2 now. But individually, had some strong performances. Johnny Brito in 18 2/3 innings in June allowed just 2 earned runs. 3-2. Foul ball off the catcher. El Paso reliever Miguel Cienfuegos had a 1.86 ERA in 7 June games. Likewise, a 2.31 low ERA in 8 games in June for Alec Jacob, who had a couple of saves. On 3-2. And the pitch. That is low and in. Ball 4. And Bryce Johnson's on again. So 4 times tonight he's led off an inning and has gotten on base all 4 times. Now Mason McCoy, who is 0 for 1 with a fly ball to center, a walk and a sacrifice bunt. On the pitch, fastball inside for ball 1. On the offensive side, the Chihuahuas, as you might imagine, one of their leaders was Carlos Rodriguez. He had a .385 on base percentage in the month of June. Pick out throw at first, has the runner in safely. Rodriguez had a lot of that 22-game hitting streak and a long on-base streak during the month. The pitch. A fly ball out of play to the right. Marcos Castañon led the Chihuahuas in home runs in June with 6. So tonight begins a new month, and the Chihuahuas are leading 6-3 in the bottom of the 7th. 1-1. Check swing, and the pitch is called. Strike on Mason. 1-2. And Johnson's at first. Gets into a lead. Here's the set. And the pitch. Fastball for a call at third. Strike. 1 down in the bottom of the 7th for Nick Solak. Solak is 1 for 3 tonight with an RBI double and a run scored back in the 5th inning. That bottom of the 5th inning was a big one for the Chihuahuas. They scored 3 to create some separation. There's a toss over to first base. Sacramento had tied the score, but the Chihuahuas in that inning had the double by Solak and then a 2-run homer by Luis Rengifo in his first Chihuahuas game. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss by Solak. 0-2. Reaching for a breaking ball. A slider outside. And the 0-2. Pitch out. Throw to first base. The tag. Johnson safe. Johnson's a fast runner. He's got a couple of steals in 11 games with the Chihuahuas. We'll see if they send him the pitch after a pitch out. 1-2, the runner stays, and the pitch is swung on and foul tipped into Rodriguez mid. That is the second out of the Chihuahuas' bottom of the 7th inning. They lead 6-3, and here comes Castañon. Pitch. Outside and low for ball 1. And Johnson's at first base with 2 away in the Chihuahuas' 7th inning. And the 1-0. That's outside. 2-0 on Castañon. Pitch. Fastball there for a called strike. Castañon will use his timeout. And now Seymour on 2-1 delivers. Swing and foul ball back. It was a 95-mile-an-hour fastball from Carson Seymour. And now the 2-2. Swing and a miss on a fastball. So that retires the side. No hits, no errors. On to the 8th inning in downtown El Paso tonight, where the Chihuahuas are in front 6-3, looking for their first home win of the second half. And the pitch, a fastball for a called strike on Dason Cruz from Ethan Routson. Routson sends one in that is grounded foul on the first base side. Snagged by Prado at foul territory. Ethan Routson came in the 7th inning and set down Sacramento 1-2-3. He faces Cruz, who's 1 for 2 with a single, a fielder's choice, and a sacrifice bunt in the game. And time called by the home plate umpire there. The pitch. Swinging a foul ball poked over the screen as Cruz reached for an outside pitch, a sweeper from Routson. It was well outside. That was in the right batter's box, and Cruz got a piece of it. And now the 0-2. The swing and a miss on a sweeper. Routson looking good here. 4 up and 4 down. One away for Jake Holton, the right-hand hitting first baseman. And the pitch here is just outside. Hunt goes to challenge, but the Chihuahuas are out of challenges. And it looks like it did hit the bottom border of the strike zone and probably would have gone the Chihuahuas' way had they had an eligible challenge. And the pitch here, a fastball for a called strike. From Ethan Routson from the Chicago area. 1-1. Ground ball up the middle. McCoy fields it, makes a throw. 2 away. 5 up and 5 down for Routson. And Thomas Gavello comes up, but first it looks like the Chihuahuas might make a pitching change. Pete Zamora, the manager, leaves the third base dugout. Alec Jacobs warming up, and Pete claps his hands and takes the baseball from Routson.
Hi, this is Jimmy Jones. You're listening to the Chihuahuas Baseball on 600 ESPN El Paso.
Alec Jacob comes in for the Chihuahuas in the 8th inning with 2 outs and the bases empty. And El Paso leading 6-3. And he sidearms in an off-speed pitch for a called strike on Sacramento third baseman Thomas Gavello. Ethan Routson faces 5 batters and retires them all. And the pitch. Swinging a line drive, base hit center field. Gavello's aboard. For Alec Jacob, 4 wins, 1 loss, and a 3.86 ERA in 23 games. He's saved 4 games. In 32 2/3 innings, he's allowed 20 hits. He has struck out 33 and walked 17. And he's also had a few stints in the majors this year. It's toss in. Ball 1 inside on Nate Furman. With 2 outs, Sacramento is a base runner in the 8th inning in El Paso tonight with the score 6-3 Chihuahuas. And the pitch. That's a called strike. 1-1 on Furman. Furman was born in Pennsylvania, played in college at UNC Charlotte. And Jacob throws one inside. So the count 2-1 on him. Furman's been with Sacramento all season. The pitch. Swinging a fly ball out of play to the left. Including a couple of games when he's coming back from injury. He played with 4 different Giants affiliates last year. Single A, high A, double A, and some time in the Arizona Complex League. 2-2. Jacob slides it in. That's outside. It is 3-2 on Furman. The runner goes, and the pitch is swung on and missed. Strike three. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base in that top of the 8th. Harris with the black jersey on and gray pants on will face Luis Rengifo. Up there batting left-handed now. Fastball outside for ball 1. Rengifo's had a nice Chihuahuas debut. He's 2 for 3 with a 2-run homer and a single. A 1-0. Fastball low, 2-0 for Harris. Tonight's his 22nd game. 2 wins, 1 loss, and a 4.30 ERA. He has 1 save. 2-0. Fastball, close, but a ball. 3-0. In 23 innings, he's allowed 26 hits, striking out 26 and walking 12. And the pitch. Insider on the hands for ball 4. Rengifo's been on base 3 times, including this one, to begin the bottom of the 8th inning. And Nick Prado comes up next. He is 0 for 3 with a fielder's choice and a run scored. Harris turns, looks at first base, comes set. And the pitch. That is low. Ball 1 on Prado. Seymour went 2 scoreless, hitless innings. Walked 1 and struck out 3. On the pitch. A breaking ball high. So Harris, the 3rd pitcher of the game for Sacramento. The former High Point University pitcher. He's 27 and is from North Carolina. 2-0. Swing and a miss by Prado. Harris was with Sacramento last season for 30 games. Also spent part of the season with the Flying Squirrels in Richmond in the AA Eastern League. Pick up that first. And a dive in over there for Rengifo. The pitch. Swinging a ground ball, hit hard to second. Furman's got it. Throws to second, caught there. Relay throw. Prado is safe at first. So Sacramento gets 1. With Blake Hunt coming up. The Richmond Flying Squirrels won the first half in the Eastern League. They went 43-25. And a lot of these Sacramento players were there at AA either last year or part of this year. The pitch. That's outside for a ball. If you look at the overall record, the Giants AA Richmond team is 49-27. 1-0. Hunt takes it for a called strike. Former Padres Director of Player Development, Sam Gainey, now a Giants executive, is in town, and had a chance to speak to him yesterday, and he was talking about the prospects the Giants have, and says they really have some good ones in this organization. 1-1 is a called strike. And there's also a familiar face visiting with the Giants. Lance Burkhardt, the former Chihuahuas bench coach and third base coach, is now the roving catching instructor for the Giants. His brother Morgan is on the Chihuahuas coaching staff, so they've been catching up on the field prior to games. Hunt swings and misses at strike 3 for the second out of the 8th inning. And for a couple of seasons, they were on the Chihuahuas coaching staff at the same time. Two brothers. Here's Nick Schnell, who is 0 for 2 with a fly ball to right, a ground ball to first, and a walk in the game. The pitch. Swing and foul tip. No balls and 1 strike. The 0-1 to Schnell. It is on the way. Fastball low. 1 ball, 1 strike. El Paso's leading at home in the 8th inning, 6-3. And the pitch. Schnell takes it outside. 2-1. And tonight in the Padres organization, Double-A Amarillo with the Diamondbacks defeated San Antonio 2-1. That 2-1 to Schnell. That's high. 3-1. Great Lakes defeated Fort Wayne 8-7. Fort Wayne, the Padres affiliate in the Midwest League. 3-1 to Schnell is a called strike. The single A Lake Elsinore, the first half champion in the California League, is behind Stockton 8-6 in the 6th inning. At first base, Prado takes off. 3-2 is a spinning ground ball down the third base line. Surrounded by Gavillo. His sidearm throw across in time. A smooth play there by Sacramento's third baseman. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on. And we will head to the 9th with the score 6-3 Chihuahuas on 600. 6-3 Chihuahuas as we head to the 9th inning. Here's the set. And Jacob delivers. A swing and a foul ball at the plate by Jesus Rodriguez. Carlos Rodriguez comes off the bench for El Paso to play left field. Replacing Nate Mondu. Carlos has a lot more outfield experience than Nate. On the pitch. Out the side for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike on Jesus Rodriguez. And Jacob deals. The swing and a line drive. Rodriguez tested out there, and he makes the play. The Chihuahuas left fielder. 1 down. Here's Will Brennan, who's had a nice game for Sacramento, 3 for 4. The left-handed hitter takes a ball high from Alec Jacob. Jacob trying for the save here. He got the final out of the 8th inning, and now the first out of the 9th. The next one. And Brennan goes around trying to check his swing. He's tapping his helmet, though. We have a check swing challenge coming. And Brennan shrugs his shoulders, saying, why not, here in the 9th inning. Sacramento has both of their challenges left. And he went around. Sacramento's got 1 challenge left. And Jacob pulls down on his cap. Here's the set. And the pitch. Swinging a ground ball to the first baseman. Picked by Prado. Underhand flip. Jacob steps on the bag. 2 away. Scott Bandura comes up. He's 1 for 3 with a single and a walk. And the Chihuahuas are 1 out away from a win. They're in front 6-3. Jacob deals. Inside for ball 1. The next one, check swing, and the pitch is called strike. Jacob delivers, swinging a ground ball to second, should end the game. Castagnon over to first, and the Chihuahuas win 6-3. Alec Jacob with a 1-2-3 ninth inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base.